So I'm doing this quick video to show the importance of laying down base. So this isn't a waterproofing product, it's just to protect the plywood so you're not torching directly onto the plywood. Some people call this a ply, but it's not really considered a ply, it's just a base layer. Just so you're not torching on top of the plywood or decking. So you want to start from right here, put one in the middle, and then just start stretching it out with your feet, like so. And as you go, you want to nail staggered so it stays stretched out, because this is how your torch is going to be. Do these laps right here. So this is where the flame is going to go, and when you're torching, you want this to be very close. A lot of people just do 2 inches. I like to do 4 because if flame gets underneath there, it could catch the house on fires. It's always best to do it at least every 6 inches. That way no flame goes underneath this. The way the base is laid out is a little bit different than how like something like your felt would be laid out. This one is more for fire proofing, not really for waterproofing. So you see, stretch it out with your feet, and then you nail down, then you come back and do your lap. So we have our base laid out, ready to start putting down the smooth. Now smooth is this. It has no granules on the front. We always install a 2-ply system. This is granulated. This is the granulated layer. This is what goes on after the smooth. Some people will get a mini, which is basically this cut in 3s, and they just put smooth. If they do a single layer system, which is just this, they would put this smooth only around the edges and around the pipes, and then they put the flashing on the bottom, and then they sandwich it. But all the field, like right here, this area, it's just gonna have 1 layer. How we do it, we use a full roll of smooth top of the entire deck, then put our flashing down around the edge, put that around the edge, and then we put the granulated, which is the little rocks right here. Another important step is to make sure all that loose sand gets off of the fiberglass base. You want to sweep or blow it off. That way your torch sticks better to the actual base. So what I'm talking about is like all the loose fiberglass or sand, whatever it is on the actual base. It's loose, so you want to blow that off so you get proper adhesion. So I always like to start with the half right here and then start going full all the way up. And how you do it is you step on the actual torch itself, you line it up with the edge, you step on the actual torch and you start back rolling it. That way it doesn't move. And you want to make sure it's tight. It's hard to do it with one hand, so I have to redo it. So that's kind of how you want to have it. This is an important step I do with torch is around this where you do an overlap. You want to cut it at a 45. Reason being is that if you have it like this, it'll create a T-lap. And these T-laps, water will just seep through here. And if you do it like at a 45, when you overlap the sheet, it bonds a lot better right here. Let me know if you guys do it different. I mean, this is the way I do it. I feel like it's effective just cutting this like let's see. So I just cut it right now. I cut it like this. So when you put your overlay, it'll bond at this 45 instead of it going just straight up. Because sometimes what happens is water will seep through here and then make it underneath your plies. Everything is, I started off with the half sheet just to stagger my plies. If you guys do it differently, let me know. Just want to see you guys' take on it. If you're a roofer, but this is how I do it. I start with my half, start with my full, and then when I put my second layer on, I start with my full. That's not the only way, but it's a way to do it. So if you have another way that you do it, let me know, and just so we could see the different types of torch. Also, when I do this, I put the fire all the way to about right here, and then so that way I could do my lap, and then I'll come back at the end, lift this up, make sure I'm sealed right here, and then have it bleed out. So this is how it looks with proper bleed out. You see it's going to be very hard for water to get in there, especially when you go like this. It just pushes it kind of out. So we want bleed out right there and right there. So we're just putting down this first layer right now, and see the difference? That's the smooth layer, and this is just the base. A lot of people say this is a ply, and then they put the granulated on top, and they call it a 2-ply. That's not really a 2-ply. A 2-ply is the base, your nail down, and then you're smooth, and then you're granulated. So this is the two different membranes, or two different material. This is fiberglass base, and this is the smooth. Now this goes on all the deck, and then your second layer will go above this, and that's a 2-ply. So you do your smooth section all around the chimney, and you put your edge metal, and then you put your granulated, and that's a 2-ply. Don't forget to cut your bottom lap here also. So this one's gonna go underneath this one. This one's gonna roll out this way. So this one, since it's going underneath, has to be dog-eared or 45 cut. And then on this one, it would be on the top. So bottom, and then this one top. So you finish putting down the field of the smooth layer. So what we did is we torched from here to there. We burned the roll just right here, from here to here, and we left this open. Now we're gonna come back and weld it right here so this gets sealed. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run my torch all through down here and get the bleed out. Well, someone right here is gonna be stepping as I torch, and we're gonna get this bleed out right here. This is what you want to see. You also want to have it at a good consistency, but sometimes it doesn't go as you want, but as long as it's welded, it should be fine. But it's a pretty fast way to do it. Just do it from here to here, and then when you come back, you do your laps. You use a trowel, kind of like this, and they'll squeeze it out. Now you could make yourself one of these, pull the torch, lift it. That's how you do it, right, Miguel?
Yes, sir.
Because when you come over like this, you see right there, that little gap, water could come in, as opposed to you have it like this, you come over, you don't see that problem, and then it gets sealed all the way. Final product right here. And shingles will go on top.